There's an old joke that goes something like this. Q. Why is divorce so expensive? A. Because it's worth it. All kidding aside, divorces can be costly. There are so many variables involved in the divorce process that it is nearly impossible for an attorney to give you a realistic estimate of what any individual's divorce will cost at the inception of the case. However, yes, one of my favorite words. There are many ways that you, the client, can help contain, or at least reduce some of the fees your lawyer will charge. So here we go, but don't tell your attorney I told you. 1. Stop fighting. Is this obvious? Apparently not from the divorces I've handled over the years. You see, the more you fight, the more your spouse calls his or her lawyer to counter your attack, and the more time is spent over matters that often, at the end of the day, make no real impact on the divorce when you are in court. Taking or destroying the other's personal property. Really, is this a divorce or kindergarten? Remember, don't take what is not yours. Will it make the other spouse crazy? Yes, most likely, but it will also drive up fees on both sides because your spouse will call her lawyer, who will call your lawyer, maybe motions and court hearings will follow, all while driving up your bill and leaving less for you to get at the end. 2. I've got a BBA, an MBA and a JD, but I don't have a PhD. That's right, your lawyer is not your psychologist, so stop using us in that capacity. Now, I do know a few lawyers who have master's degrees in psychology, and even one or two who do hold a PhD, and apparently just enjoyed college way too much. Now, after all these years of practicing family law, I probably could qualify for the honorary degree of armchair psychologist, but my malpractice career does not cover this. Going through a divorce is tough, and I truly believe that even the most well-adjusted person could benefit with some therapy leading up to, during and after a divorce. But if you continue to use your lawyer for that role, not only will you not get qualified counseling, but it is likely to cost you more than seeing a licensed mental health therapist. 3. Where's the money? That's one of the first questions an attorney will ask after questions about children. Beyond children's issues, much of the divorce process is sorting out the parties' finances to determine what all of the assets are, their values and how to divide them, determining parties' income, whether alimony is an issue and if so, how much. So when someone comes in and has no idea whatsoever about the family finances, the lawyer has to do much more work, and work equals time equals fees. If you are contemplating divorce, get an idea of what's in the marital pot before you go and see an attorney. Check bank statements, look at credit card bills, review the tax returns before you sign them, or ask where the returns are, and, novel, ask your spouse about your finances. You may not find out everything, but every little piece of information you provide is less your attorney has to find. 4. The judge is not your friend. I wish I kept account how many clients, or spouses of clients, upon not immediately getting everything they think they are entitled to, note, entitled because the other spouse won't just cave in, retort with, well, we will just go to court and let the judge decide. Spoiler alert, someone ain't gonna. I learned that expression at a southern law school. Be too happy when the judge rules on your case. Frequently, both parties ain't too happy. You see, the judge is not there to be your friend. He is not there to be your spouse's friend. The judge is there to listen to testimony, review evidence, and that means you can't always introduce everything to the court you'd like the judge to see or hear. Listen to arguments based on the law and, at the end, decide who is lying. You mean the judge can tell? Well, they get to make that call, and apply the law to the facts as they are perceived by the court and rule on your case. So one person decides your fate in court. All the theatrics that you watch on television that the lawyer uses to win over the jury falls on deaf ears on an experienced family law judge who, most likely, has heard it all before. Of course, if you don't like the judge's decision, you can always try to appeal the ruling. But appeals are very tricky. Moreover, if you decide to appeal, the attorney meter keeps ticking through the appellate process. As such, an appeal may, in the end, not even be worth the time and money. On the other hand, settling a case, through mediation or other means, allows the parties to chart their future destiny, to come up with creative solutions that the court would not be able to. The judge is bound by the law, and let each person have a say her destiny. Now granted, both parties can't get everything they want, but you both will know where you stand, and can then start to move forward towards the future and stop the attorney's fees. Of course, you can spend a lot of time on various motions that take up court time and cost you lots of money even before the trial. To avoid this, see hint number 1 above. 5. You found GOTTHE money, now what? So you've provided much of the financial information to your attorney, and your attorney, through the divorce process, has found the rest of the assets and liabilities. Now, how do you equitably divide these up? For the most part, the courts start with equal division between spouses. There are instances where this does not occur, but that is too lengthy a treatise for here. But what's 50-50? Some assets need to be professionally valued. Unless you're a property appraiser, do you really know the value of your home, or that commercial building your spouse owns? What is the value of your spouse's business? Is the value all personal goodwill or enterprise goodwill? First, you have to know what that even means. What could your spouse make if she actually returned to the workforce? What are the tax ramifications of the settlement? Well, your lawyer is not likely to be a real estate appraiser, business valuator, forensic accountant, or vocational evaluator. But you may need one or more of these experts in your case. Listen to your attorney if she tells you such experts are needed. There is a reason. Although there are costs involved in hiring experts, do you want to pay your lawyer to be your forensic expert, because we can only argue, not testify, not to mention that most of us are not qualified? Hint, the answer is no. Not all cases need experts, but the proper expert can save you money and perhaps help you get a better settlement, in the long run. If you follow these tips, and if your spouse follows them as well, your divorce process will go a lot smoother, a lot quicker, and cost a lot less money. Tools to support cooperative communication during and after divorce. If parties can find a way to communicate clearly during and after their divorce is settled, they may have more success in settling disputes and reducing divorce costs for everyone involved. This is especially important for parents who will continue sharing the responsibility of raising their children together. It also helps parties maintain a secure record of communication, which can help in preventing misunderstandings that often lead to conflict. If parents are working with someone such as a lawyer or mediator during the divorce, they can each grant those individuals access to work with them directly through the website. This helps provide their professionals with the information they need to assist the parties quickly and only as often as necessary per each party. Many parents choose to use these tools to keep their information organized and well documented. Co-parents may quickly find that by using these tools, their communication can become clearer and more concise, and chances of reaching agreements on their own can improve. This can mean significant savings on attorney fees and court costs. What makes a divorce so expensive has a lot to do with conflict and disagreements. Frequent miscommunication doesn't help to lower costs, either. If you can handle your case using an alternative method to litigation, you're likely to find yourself saving some money. The emotional expense of a divorce can be lowered if both parents are dedicated to keeping the situation as peaceful as possible. I've come to the conclusion that spending money on your separation agreement can be a little like going to the dentist. The dentist tells you that you need a crown on that tooth and it will cost you this much dollars if we address it now. But if we wait too long, it's going to require a crown and a root canal, at twice the cost and twice the pain. And we all know the temptation: leave it and hope for the best. Listen, you are trying to move on with your life. Divorce can cause a huge hit to your future financial plans. Get it done right from the beginning and then move on to rebuilding your life. You don't want to have to be revisiting this all over again.